All right, guys, are you ready to talk about porn? I am. So, we're going to talk about tarps. Oh, I thought you said traps. I was seeing what I wanted to see. Um so Subverse. It's a game. Basically Mass Effect, but obviously with more jiggly bits and graphic sex. um Essentially, this game is about boning your way through the universe. It is one of the most highly funded porn games of all time, if not the most funded porn game. Um, However, they made a bit of an oopsie daisy when trying to. Is it $69? No, but that'll be great. They made a bit of an oopsie daisy. They said to themselves, you know what? We have a turn-based tactics game. Let's go over to YouTube and find a very popular turn-based tactics person who loves sci-fi stuff, and we'll tap them in order to help us sell this game. We'll give them an exclusive preview. So far, so good. Um, the issue is they tapped one Arch Warhammer. Now, those of you might not be very aware of who Arch Warhammer is or what his content is, and you'd be forgiven for that. However, he has about 250,000 subscribers on YouTube, and he covers a lot of, you guessed it, Warhammer content. Now, yeah, turn-based tactics gamers, a trash fire of fascists. This is true. And, conveniently, it also explains Arch Warhammer, who is an unironic fascist. He has talked about how fascism would lead to utopia for everyone, both spiritually and physically. He basically is one of those people who plays Warhammer 40k and thinks that the Empire is really dope and we should build an actual society based on how the Empire from Warhammer 40k has structured itself. It should be, around a god emperor of some kind. I don't need to point out to you why this would be a bad idea, but I really need to hammer home. Warhammer 40k it essentially invented the grimdark genre, and it's meant to be like a satire, essentially, of like being dark and edgy. It's just supposed to be like insanely dark, insanely edgy. And Arch Warhammer looks at that universe and goes, yeah, that's dope. That should be our real world universe. Now, I've said all of this. I'm going to prepare you because we're about to see what kind of a person Arch Warhammer is. I need to strongly emphasize here that he is not British. He's Swedish. And I need to prepare you because his voice might make you want to kill yourself. I encourage you, however, do not kill yourselves. If you are, in a bad mental place, please seek mental health treatment. Get a therapist. It's very helpful. All of that stuff. That being said, let's check out Arch Warhammer with some of his typical content. I don't know what's wrong with my internet today. It's being very slow.
For the many important people in your life.
Greetings and salutations, friends. One aspect of asking companies to not be moralizing busybodies and to simply just keep their brands out of politics entirely is, of course, like we're doing with the Games Workshop campaign, to tell the companies to get out of it, to stop moralizing, to simply say that we...
This is how he talks all the time. This is how he talks all the time. Again, I can't emphasize this enough. He's not British. He's adopting a fake accent, and you'll hear it slip all the time. He just wants to sound smarter.
We do not consider a company to be our moral arbiter. But
Look, you don't... William of Orange, you don't roll your R's like he does intentionally just because you learned how to speak English in England.
another thing, too, is to look at the companies that are actively taking a stance against that and going, good boy. And so I want to talk about this article here about Red Bull, which has fired 2 top US executives.
You guys are going to tell me that someone who rolls the R's on Red Bull is not faking their English accent? You guys are going to tell me that? You guys are going to argue that with a straight face? Red Bull. Yes, we're going to talk about Red Bull today. No, they don't roll their R's in Swedish. It's like Swedish is more of like a sing-song made-up language. Essentially, more or less. I can tell you this because I know actual Swedish people. They don't talk like this.
Executives who were pushing for more diversity and inclusivity within Red Bull, or from translations from extreme left, hiring based on...
I know Swedish isn't a made-up language. I just like to make fun of my Swedish friends for having, like, a language that sounds like the Swedish chef language, okay? Also, I'm Swedish.
Skin color. And of course they also wanted the company
No, he didn't go to college in England. He just does this voice for his videos, and I have no idea why.
Speak out about Black Lives Matter, the movement. Now, again, here's the thing. A energy drink company, I don't want to hear their opinions on this. I am not interested whatsoever in what a energy drink company has to say to me about racism, about politics, about morality, about...
At 1-800-CONTACTS, we're here for people like Bob, who's about to run out of contacts at 3 a.m. That's why we have
anything. Frankly, I do not think they should have a moral position in these matters because they are just a company who make energy drinks. And in this case, where they have taken a firm stand against that,
Aww.
I think we should give them a little bit of credit for it. So, North American Chief Executive Stefan Kozak and North American President and Chief Marketing Officer Amy Taylor were let go, the company said Tuesday. Both Kozak and Taylor said...
Kogashi, thank you very much for hitting that follow button, friend. I appreciate it very much. So, yeah, basically he makes a lot of reactionary content about how, like, wokeness is bad and, you know... Obviously, you don't want companies, like, preaching it to you, and, like, it's fake, and blah, blah. Yeah, obviously. Big brain take, guy. Companies are doing things to make money. You're just lashing out against what they're doing to make money because you don't like being woke. You don't like that they're trying to appeal to the mass market because you're so niche. You're so interested in your fascist ideas that you do not like this diversity initiative.
To have pushed for more diversity and inclusion, hiring based on skin color again. A third executive, head of global marketing, Florian Klaas, has also left the energy drink brand after she allegedly approved a racist slideshow in a meeting. Ooh, a racist slideshow. Doesn't that sound intriguing? We reject racism in every form. We always have, we always will, Red Bull says. Red Bull's global boss, Dietrich Matsic, is a Trump admirer who's spoken out against political correctness. Good. I mean, see, and here, this is all you need to say. I mean, hell, you don't even need to say this. I think we have already had the discussion about racism. We have indeed all agreed that it is not a good thing and that we should not allow it into our society, which is why we have laws specifically against it. We have had this discussion, we have finished this discussion, and frankly, you can kind of tell by the tone too. We reject racism in every form, we always have, we always will. Like, it's just like, you know we're not for this.
Diversity leads to your kids turning into trannies? I mean, you can just say trannies, my dude. I understand what you're trying to say, but maybe you should say diversity instead. Have you had too much to drink, my dude? Anyway, I hope you enjoy your time here, however short it might be. Yeah, I could tell he was weighing whether or not he should roll the R on racist. Yeah. So here's the thing, guys. Do you think a company that wants to make money and is marketing itself, like the marketing team gets together, do you think that if the marketing team is like, hey, what's hot right now? And they're like, well, the largest mass, like sustained mass protest in American history has been going on. Do you think that the marketing team might want to say something that appeals to that protest movement? Do you think that a savvy marketing team would release something in support of these things? Capitalism does this all the time. All the time. So, like, the idea isn't that the company is, like, genuine when it says these things, because of course it's not. A company is a company. Companies do things for profit. The thing that's interesting here is that the company's calculations were that it was more profitable to appeal to BLM than it was to appeal to white fascists who think that racism is over. So, yeah. Oh, the word tranny is banned in this server, that's why? Oh, gotcha. Well, Dwight K. Schrute, why do you want to say tranny? Like, why can't you just say trans people or trans woman? Oh, also, I guess it's not banned, so you can say it if you want. Yeah. I would encourage you not to do so, though. Just say trains. True. We have a lot of train content here. Oh, okay. I mean, that's certainly your choice. Goodbye, friend. Also, again, we told you it's we told this guy the word isn't like the word isn't banned on the server. You can say the slur if you want. You're just going to get banned by a mod. Anyway. That was really lame. I agree.
Fuck off is what I read that as. And that's an excellent sentiment. You know, that's all they need to say. That's all they have said. Great. And I love this too. He's a Trump admirer. Oh, he's basically a Satanist at that point, isn't he? Blah, blah, blah. To fire two head executives. These are the two. So they got a...
Controversial. They're both hot.
A 300 employees campaign going that had criticized the company for saying nothing amid global anti-racism protests and abandoning community who claim support and foster...
Actually, this is an important point. You guys realize Black Lives Matter is more than just the United States, right? Like, is this the Castle guy? I don't know who the Castle guy is. This is Arch Warhammer. He's a fascist. He's a bad person. Stop being horny for possibly horrible people. These people left the company because of it not being inclusive enough. I think these are good people. Number one Red Bull driver Max Verstappen said racist and ableist slurs, and of course they basically said nothing. Doesn't surprise me. Yeah. I thought they left because they wanted inclusivity. Yeah, they left because they wanted more people to be included in the company. They wanted more diversity at the company. They wanted to support Black Lives Matter. Oh no, Red Bull didn't want it. They led these 300 employees. Yeah, they were let go because they led this movement and they didn't get more Weren't these Trump admirers he's talking about? No. He's talking, when it comes to the Trump admirer bit, they're talking about Dietrich Matsisch, who's the global boss of Red Bull, who's a Trump admirer. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we got it ironed out. Basically, this guy complains about anything that's remotely woke, and it's woke if it includes women, trans people, black people, etc.
He's basically a Satanist at that point, isn't he? Blah blah blah, to fire 2 head executives, these are the 2. So they got a 300 employees campaign going that had criticized the company for saying nothing amid global anti-racism protests and abandoning the community we claim to support and foster in the time of greatest need. Well, to be fair, maybe Red Bull should give some money back to rebuild all of the businesses burned to the ground by violent protesters. Strange how none of the companies are doing that, huh? It's like posting a little black square on Twitter, that's fine. Giving money to Black Lives Matter, the organization whose co-founder claims to have been a trained Marxist, that's fine. Giving money to rebuild the mom and pop shop who got burned down in the midst of this, no, that's competition.
Yeah, they're a company. What the fuck? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand these people who are like, hey, why aren't you giving to charities that I would support, that I'm currently doing nothing to support? Why aren't you, like, giving to charities that are better? You're a company that says you support equal rights and representation. Well, but yeah, I mean, their goal is to make money and to be able to write off their taxes when they donate to people. Like this idea that they're doing this out of like actual concern for the community, of course not. They're trying to make money. That's what they do. That's why corporations exist, guys. Also, why does it matter if one of the people at BLM is a trained Marxist? Also, BLM the organization is different than BLM the movement. These are 2 different things.
Both Corsic and Taylor have pushed for more diversity and inclusion, but Taylor was met with opposition. Good. When she called for the company to take a more public stand on racism, the Wall Street Journal reports. Good. Absolutely fantastic. Red Bull has nothing in this conversation. It doesn't need to engage with this. And by the way, also, I looked a little bit into the Dietrich Matsisch, Austrian names. Sorry, I can't pronounce them properly. He has created his own media company as well, and you know what he did? He took that media company and he separated it from Red Bull. Perfect. That is what you're supposed to do. If you want to have a political opinion as a billionaire CEO, great. You're entirely entitled to. You are an individual person. If you want to make a media company, go ahead. But he separated it from the brand because he did not want to politicize it. I'm liking this dude more and more, honestly. And here's a letter signed by more than...
He's read literally 1 sentence about this guy, and he's already licking his boots.
300 employees. Wow, that's a lot of employees, isn't it? How many people are employed at Red Bull? Oh, over 12,000. Okay.
Guys, if we're gonna complain about Shad, there's so much more wrong with Shad than being a Mormon. It's the insistence on drawing nude, like, pedophilia that's the problem with Shad.
Okay, so...
Unless you guys are talking about a different Shad. Okay, you're talking about Shad diversity. Gotcha, not Shad base. Okay, good. We're on the same page. I rescind what I said about Shad diversity, okay?
A tiny, tiny fringe group. And by the way, let's have a look at that racist slide, shall we? Let's have a look at it here. So, the racist slide, I believe, there we go. Labels on the map allegedly said, they do our laundry on Mexico, they make our stuff on China. I gotta... For all of the good stuff about Red Bull, don't make stuff in China. Just don't. They're bad people. They're basically the closest we have to a fascist nation right now. Disavow.
What? A, he loves fascist nations. B, how is the entire country of China bad? Gosh. Oh, sorry, I forgot. He probably thinks the entire country of China is bad because they, they're not white. Sorry, forgot. Sorry.
Evildoers on the Middle East. Where's the lie? Bombs go here. Again, that seems to be an observation of fact. And zoo animals come from...
There are millions of people who live in the Middle East who are not bad people. Why is it funny to say that evildoers live in the Middle East and that we should bomb them? Why is that a funny joke? Why is that a funny joke? Also, that was very clearly a fake laugh.
Here on Africa. I mean... Yes? And by the way, here's the racist slide as well. Look at this. It is clearly a bullshit joke thing. Like, this is the racist slide. Canada, uninhabited.
Yeah, how about let's toss this hypothetical out there. What if you had people in the sales meeting who were from the Middle East? What if you had them, from these different areas that you called evildoers and deserved to be killed, but with bombs? Yeah, like, there is a way you could do something like this, but this isn't the way to make the joke. Not in a professional meeting.
Up here, Santa. It's a bit difficult to make out. More America. It's America. We know more America. This is obviously a joke. This is obviously an icebreaker at a conference, where you've got a room full of 200 business suits who you want to have impressed, you want to open up to you, you start with a joke. This is a joke.
Okay, again, would you make this joke if, like, I don't know, 15 of the people in the room were from the Middle East? Would this be an acceptable joke to make to people that you're trying to make deals with? If some of them are from the Middle East, I would say no. This is worth firing someone over. Especially when you work in the sales department, guys. Gosh. Yeah. Gosh. Anonymous Gifter, thank you very much for gifting a 1-month tier 1 sub to Venom Jesus. I appreciate it immensely. Serious Twitch, thank you for the 100 bits. I appreciate that immensely as well.
This is right. The oversensitive nonsense world we live in today. Anywho. The slide was shown to more than 100 attendants and was meant to be a serious attempt to show how Red Bull is a global organizer, insiders said. No, that slide was not. That slide was the icebreaker. Take it from me, I've been to a few conferences and gatherings myself. It's probably a good idea to get the audience involved with a bit of an icebreaker. Report says the US employees had urged against the use of the slide, but that Klaas and his team had gone ahead with it anyway. So this was the other person who was fired, apparently due to a downsizing effort. Now, I don't agree on that. Again, that was clearly a joke, but, better safe than sorry, I suppose. Red Bull's headquarters are in Austria, where the energy drink was first sold in 1987, before it broke into the US market and became the dominant player by the mid-2000s. Massive brand. Ridiculously huge brand.
Yeah, a massive, absurdly huge brand that your sales team might not want to indicate shouldn't be sold in the Middle East because that's where terrorists live.
Absurd overhead. Like, this is the guy here, the boss. He owns a Formula One team and a football team. And just goes around buying up several centuries-old structures and turning them into taverns and shit and hotels. Damn. Quite the man there. And this is his pro-Trump sentiment. I don't think he's much of an idiot as he's made out to be, he told the newspaper Kleine Zeitung at the time. When you speak to Americans, you often hear that they are essentially happy to have a new administration. There's been a question about the previous one, he said, referring to the Obama administration. Yes, there was. There is a reason why. There is a cartoon I absolutely love, which I'll see if I can find it, where there's a Predator drone outside the White House, leaving a body on the stairs and like, Predator drone.
Simbing for SDL? Who's SDL?
Returning to its master. Obama killed a lot of people, and yet nobody fucking cares, apparently. Rage.
My dude clearly does not go into any lefty circles, ever. Lefties can't talk enough about socialism done left. He's a handsome boy. Well, he's not in my DMs. What? So, I don't know. Seems like a mistake on his part. But this guy doesn't go into any kind of lefty circles. If he did, he'd be hearing a lot more about how Obama was terrible with drones. Also, Donald Trump has killed far more people with drones than Obama did. Like like far more. Like, I think by 3 or 4 times. Anyway. Of course, the first thing I hear this evening is just trying to vibe. Nails chalkboard tones of Arch Warhammer's voice. I tried to prepare everybody for these dulcet tones, the dulcet tones of madness.
At political correctness and the intellectual elite, Matschitz was also highly critical of Germany and Austria for opening their doors to the height of 2015 refugee crisis, and here you can see how much of a base bastard this man is. Taking aim at those who encourage refugees or use Angela Merkel's slogan of "we'll manage it," it turns out they didn't manage it, he said that
turns out they actually they managed the refugee problem quite well. They took in like what, 3 million people? Yeah, they're doing fine. Their economy is actually doing great, relatively. Where's your Britbong accent? I can't hold a candle to this epic lad over here, okay?
none of those people made their guest rooms available for 5 migrants to live in. Abso-fucking-lutely.
What? No, that's like a bunch of nonsense. He said that none of those people made their guest rooms available for 5 migrants to live in. They could just build housing for them, though. Like, what? Why would they have to, like... This kind of argument when it comes to, like, refugees or immigrants is, like, the wildest shit. Just, like... Why is the assumption that you, in order to accommodate refugees, you would have to let them live in your homes? Just build more homes and let them live there? It's not like rocket science, guys.
Fucking lutely. None of the political elites ever had any problem. They never opened their houses to these people. They were never the ones who were going to suffer from this. Their nice neighborhoods weren't the ones that were going to be crime-riddled. They didn't need police.
Their neighborhoods weren't crime-riddled, though. Like, this myth of there being, like, this giant boom of crime didn't happen. The immigrants and refugees were less prone to crime than native Germans in the studies that were done on this. They were less prone to crime. Gosh.
support. And what happened in Seattle when they established Chaz? The mayor's like, oh, this is a summer of love. Then the protesters showed up at her house, and suddenly, police on scene, throwing them out, shutting down the entirety of Chaz. Oh, Pikachu, who could have imagined this?
I don't even know what point he's trying to make anymore. You can't honestly be implying we let those have new houses before us America get them. I mean, I think yeah, we could do that. Yes. I know not everyone knows who Arch Warhammer is. I just needed to let you guys know that this man exists, and that for some reason he's influential, and I don't get it.
Politicians are shits, by and large. Like,
oh yeah. Like Viker Klar, absolutely. Like, this sort of rhetoric is old as dirt, and it's not true. Like the idea that like foreigners are going to come and like dilute the blood of your society by raping the women, or you know, doing the crimes, or you know, shitting on the street, or like whatever. Like, this is old as dirt. Like, you can go back to like revolutionary America, and you can find like the founding fathers writing about like how the German people are like a mongrel race and shouldn't be allowed to mate with the pure Anglo-Saxon line. They shouldn't be allowed into the United States. Like, stuff like that. It's the same rhetoric. It's just applied on a modern, like, to modern issues. And it's wild. Absolutely wild.
The political class are not good people. And here's that. Actually, no, I'll take that back. Good people, it's too much of a moral judgment. Politicians look after number one, themselves first and foremost. They will use anything and everything they can use to stay in power. That is literally their job, to stay in power. And that is why you should approach any politician and any talking point they may have with extreme skepticism.
Oh gosh.
The article goes on for quite some time here, primarily criticizing matshits, and basically this entire article is one big piss in the well. It's like, oh, two CEOs who were championing hiring based on skin color has been fired? Let's see if we can get some shit on this man right here. What was it? Ah, yes, so he'd created Cerberus TV. I don't know too much about it. It has hosted far-right extremists like Martin Sellner, who is basically just a right-wing identitarian. He's the left-wing, except on the other...
Martin Sellner. Why does that sound familiar? Let's take a look at this person who's just another average right-winger. Let's see. A far-right Austrian neo-identitarian activist. What is an identitarian activist, everybody? Let's keep on reading. What is his history? Anonymous Gifter, thank you very much for gifting a 1-month Tier 1 sub to Prince Harpseal. You are truly a mysterious benefactor. In 2008, he helped leading Austrian neo-Nazis hinder liberal demonstrations. In 2018, he was denied entry to and deported from the United Kingdom. He's been denied entry to the United States for being a fucking Nazi. At the age of 17, Sellner admitted to placing a swastika on a synagogue. Super cool. A super cool person. Very, very cool. Yeah, this is someone that Arch Warhammer laughingly writes off as being insignificant.
Side of the spectrum, and therefore, you know, horrible. He's an identitarian politician just like us, but oh, we can't have that. He's on the other side. God no, horrible. And again, he kept it separate.
Again, that's him talking about the boss of Red Bull platforming a Nazi on a new network that they started. Fuck.
Newspaper and from the head of the TV network was now reporting directly to Matches rather than the Red Bull bosses. Good. Don't bring the politics into an energy drink brand. Keep that separate. If this billionaire...
No, it's more profitable. It's more profitable for these businesses to politicize their beverages. That's why these companies do it. They wouldn't be doing it if it didn't boost their profits and their sales. Do you know how much money Nike made off of partnering with what's his name? The guy who took a knee. I'm blanking on his name. Chat, help me, chat. Kaepernick. Yeah. Do you know how much money Nike made off of partnering with Colin Kaepernick? It was literally their most successful advertising campaign of all time. Like, I think they made in the billions of dollars. Colin Kaepernick Nike ad. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Nike has made $6 billion since its Colin Kaepernick ad. That's why these companies do this. It's not that hard to figure out, guys. It's really not that hard to figure out. That's why they politicize these products. Because they're trying to appeal to more people. And by supporting a massive historic protest movement in the United States and around the world, they feel like they can sell more of their product. That's not a wild stance for a company to take. And misunderstanding it, like this guy is insisting he does, is like some real feeble-minded shit, you know?
He wants to do this on his free time. Fucking go ahead. Oh well. It keeps going as well, and then there's a huge part on him here. Austria's Trump-admiring energy drinks mogul. It is just one long dump directly in the well. It's basically just...
Wait, how? All it's saying is that he admires Trump. And he does. That's one of the reasons you were licking his boots at the beginning of this. You had read one sentence, and the only thing it said in the sentence was that this guy likes Trump. And you've been, sucking his dick the entire time.
Just a massive attack on the man for, well, having different opinions, and for refusing his brand to be politicized. Now, to be fair, Red Bull did post a little black square, but, you know, company virtue signaling. Meh, who cares? At that point, it's bleh. And again, I really do enjoy this stance. I really like this. This guy seems like a pretty damn nice dude to me. But who knows? I don't know much about his political opinions, but from his philanthropic activities, he seems decent enough. And a stand against further politicization, again, companies are not moral entities. I don't want to hear them preach to me. And I don't want to hear Games Workshop.
Yeah, they're not moral entities. That's correct. They're doing it to make money. Why are you being so anti-capitalist? This isn't being anti-woke. This is being anti-capitalism. You just want them to do something that doesn't maximize their profits. And he does this constantly, by the way, which is why I don't cover him that often.
Preach to me. I don't want to hear an energy drink brand company preach to me. It's just nonsense, and therefore, I would like to applaud Red Bull a little bit here. This is a good move. Thank you. You have managed to get rid of a couple of people who want to politicize your company, who want to hire based on skin color. You have gotten rid of a pair of actual modern-day racists. So, a round of applause to Dietrich Mateschitz. Mateschitz?
We have a pillow problem. You know, we're all different, and all these companies are saying one size fits all. That's not true. Sleeping for 8 hours.
again, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that properly. I'm sure if I heard it, I
Growing
could probably
backlash
pronounce
against
it, but
Nike, the company
the
naming
reading
Colin
part is a bit too complex for my poor Northern Europeanness, I'm afraid. I do a decent job with most German, but not that one. Or Austrian, I suppose. Anywho, I just wanted to point this out. Just a little bit of a morale boost for us all. There are still companies who give a shit. There are still companies who are resisting the politicization project.
Sorry. I'll correct myself. After the ad campaign, they saw a 10% jump in income to to the tune of 847 million. It's not $6 billion. That takes it all as a whole. But what can be attributed to the ad campaign was roughly almost $1 billion. Sorry, I was a bit off, but it's still nothing to turn your nose up at, especially if you're a capitalist company.
Process, and there is hope. There genuinely is hope in our hobby as well. Until next time, I've been Arch. Thank you all very much for listening, and I hope to see you all again soon. Till then, have a good day.
William of Orange, why do you always have to be an ass? My point still stands. The ad campaign made them almost $1 billion more than they would have made without it. That's what I mean though. Like, yeah, you're an ass. Yeah. Like, I don't know, the underlying point was still correct, even if my information was slightly off. But that's okay. That's okay. You're our ass, and we love you very much, okay? Anyway, this guy essentially was like, hey, this company, Subverse, approached Arch Warhammer, was like, hey, we want you to promote our game in an exclusive first look. And he said, okay, and he made the preview. So this is part of the issue, right? Because essentially they weren't aware of the I do need to take it off the screen for a split second. I'm sorry, I do need to censor this. Yeah, they essentially weren't aware of his history of being a fascist and being not great when it comes to all kinds of other things. Essentially, guys, this is someone who has made videos defending White Lives Matter, he rides around in white nationalist circles, neo-Nazi circles. He's spent a lot of time, if people are familiar with these figures, with the Golden One. And complains about trans people in media and all that good stuff. So, yeah, he's generally kind of a giant asshole. Let's see here. Okay. So, initially, yeah, I can show this on stream. Golden One isn't Trump. No, it is not. Hello, High Priestess. We're talking about some racy video games and fascists. Hello. Welcome, Raiders. My name is Jack. I am a socialist, and I am talking about some risque subject matter. So I have to be careful when I'm scrolling. Also, shout out to High Priestess. Everyone go follow her. Fantastic content creator. Hello, Raiders. Hello, everybody. Hi, B-More. How's it going? Love pegs. Hi, guys. So basically, the backlash of this basically went, hey, you just gave this exclusive preview to your game to a well-known fascist. And so the studio basically came forward and said, oops, we weren't aware that at the time that Arch had made racist and otherwise controversial statements in the past, which the team does not agree with. Our personal beliefs in politics could not be further from his. We are now and always have been an inclusive community, which is reflected in the rules of our Discord and the work of our moderation team. The post, which has since been removed, was documented by right-wing YouTuber Romanian TV, who defended Arch Warhammer by claiming very progressive people do not seem to like the pleasures of virtual flesh, nor the virtual titty. After facing right-wing backlash for Studio FOW's original post, they published a second post arguing that Subverse is a game for getting off on sex and not politics. The apolitical route, they argued, is best for everyone, as Studio FOW does not want to offend any fans of Arch, and the company loves all of its fans, regardless of political affiliation. In terms of the previous statement regarding Arch, we were bombarded suddenly with posts from different political groups, and as a result we acted in haste. After all, we are only titty software developers, but suddenly we found ourselves in a political debate. We would like to make it absolutely clear that we have no problems with Arch personally. We accept his time and we want to say sorry. We're sorry for jumping into a politically charged situation so quickly. Subverse has no political affiliation. It is a game to be enjoyed by everyone. Again, to clarify, this is a guy who defended White Lives Matter, who runs in white nationalist and neo-Nazi circles, who complains about trans people in video games, who, has very regressive ideas about gender and sexuality. In a video that we just watched, he even complains about diversity and talks about how it's good, actually, to have a company that doesn't talk about diversity issues or value that kind of stuff at all. Yes, Merc and Dream. We're talking about a game that has the boobies in it. It has the boobies and the penis and the other jiggly parts, as well as other jiggly alien parts. Yes. It's important software to develop IMO. I agree. This is also, for those who don't follow these things, it is one of the largest, if not the largest, pornographic video game of all time. It's coming out soon. So that's why this kind of made some headlines. If it doesn't have, I can almost guarantee you it has tentacles. Okay. But yeah, this is a game that has a lot of political connotations to sexuality and sex work and all kinds of stuff. I fully support it existing. However, I don't support when we have someone going out and saying Martin Sellner is an okay guy. Again, to go over Martin Sellner real quick, he's an Austrian neo-Nazi. Legitimately an Austrian neo-Nazi, and in this Arch Warhammer video, Arch was like, "Oh yeah, he's just a right-wing identitarian. That that just means it's the same on the left. They have identitarians. It's fine. Yeah, it's okay. It's fine. The right-wing identitarian, there are left-wing identitarians. It's all fine. It's all good." Don't look too much into his past, anyone, because he's 100% a neo-Nazi and has been charged with neo-Nazi crimes. He's actually so much of a neo-Nazi that he can't legally enter the United Kingdom or the United States. That's how much of a neo-Nazi he is. These are the kinds of people that Arch Warhammer hangs out with and thinks are like good. So I think that should probably give you an idea of who Arch Warhammer is as a person. Imagine being too racist for the fucking USA. I know, right? Right? That's what we're talking about here, though. Also, I appreciate all of you talking about girl dick in my comments. It is quite good and based. I agree. Don't get too horny though. We're on Twitch. This is a public forum.